Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the SCSRA National Series presented by Dev Sports Cards. Tonight, these Xfinity cars will be taking on No Limits Texas for 100 laps of racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee, Reese, and I'm excited to call all the racing action here tonight. Also joining me tonight, he is new to Intensity. He's going to be paying attention, learning some here up in the booth. What's your name, Mike?
Mike Garber.
Mike Garber. Well, welcome to the booth, Mike. It's glad to have you up here. And I know this is your first time here in the Intensity Broadcasting booth. How are you feeling tonight?
Like I've got a lot to learn. I'm looking forward to seeing some good racing and listening to your melodious voice.
Now, last week was the season opener here in the SCSRA Xfinity Series, and we saw Colin Willems win the season opener at Daytona. He led 25 of the 60 laps, and of course he led the one that counted, which was that final lap. We saw Cody Moore. He ended up finishing second. Brian Newty ended up finishing third. Kyle Mays was fourth, and Nick Mather ended up finishing fifth. And right now, the top five in points is pretty much the same as the results, which pretty much just because we've only had one race, and right now between first and second, Willems and Newty are separated by 6 points. There are teams in this series, so we also have team standings. So I'll go ahead and put that up on screen right now. 1, 2, 3 was YXU Racing, so of course they are currently leading in the team standings. Second is the Maze Mafia Racing. They are only 23 points behind YXU. Third right now in the team standings is Neon Racing. Fourth is Intensity Racing, our own team. And fifth is Cyclone Racing. And then sixth and seventh, it's DBC Racing and 2 Pedals, 1 Clutch Racing. So it's really, really cool that you don't really see it a ton. And here on iRacing, we actually have teams in this league. So we got drivers and different voice channels working together, helping each other. It's really, really cool to see. Now, we would like to thank our series sponsor, Dev's Sports Cards. Dev Sports Cards was established in 2013 by SCSRA driver and Neon Racing team owner Devin Bucciano. Dev Sports Cards specializes in all your sports cards and gaming cards needs. From football, baseball, and basketball cards to Pokemon, Dev Sports Cards sells it all. On their eBay store, you can find a wide variety of items from high-end sports cards to their weekly 99-cent starting bid 7-day auctions. Don't have time to sell your own cards? Reach out to Devin and ask about his consignment services. Simply package up your cards, ship them out, and Devin will get them listed, sold, and then you get paid. Dev Sports Cards can be found on eBay. They have over 4,000 positive reviews. You can also find them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Dev Sports Cards is a proud sponsor of the SCSRA series and Intensity Broadcasting. And there we go, practice is wrapping up. We see one of our drivers, Cody Moore, hard into the outside wall. We are now getting set for qualifying. Drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time. And here we go. We are already getting some drivers. We were just talking about him, owner of Dev Sports Cards, Devin Bucciano, heading out on track. There's Craig Schroeder. There's Dylan Redding, and then, when he tags the inside wall as he's exiting the pits. That is not a good way to start off your qualifying run. Here we see Craig Schroeder getting ready to exit the pits, and he's going to head out onto the track, starting his out lap. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in the 47 machine from McKinleyville, California. Got David Hartney in the 43. There's Josh Hall, Intensity Broadcasting Zone, exiting the pits right now. And he is actually running a new Intensity Broadcasting paint scheme. We got Nick Mather He actually got a top 5 last week at Daytona. He's looking to carry on that momentum here at Texas. Here he is exiting pit road right now. In the Smokes Poutineery number 16, we see, and let me put it on the tower, Devin Bucciano is the first driver on the board. He ran a 30.24. Second is Craig Schroeder. He ran a 30.97. That's going to put him 7/10 behind Devin Bucciano. We see Michael Rosenberger is fourth. We see Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence able to get to second. He ran a 30.72. This will put him 4/10. Oh, we see Devin Bucciano. He improves on his second lap time. He ran a 30.18. We see Craig Schroeder right now. Oh, Jeffrey Belk representing DBC Racing. He moves to second. He ran a 30.27. That will put him and Michael Rosenberger to the top of the board with a 30.13 as his fastest lap time. That will put him 0.05 faster than second place Devin Bucciano. And Jeffrey Belk now sits third. He is 1/10 behind your leader. So right now, we've seen a lot of fast lap times here in qualifying. Still have a lot of fast drivers that still need to complete a lap. Mark Shavers, Joe Wright, Kyle Mays, Colin Willems. Oh, we see Zachary Cox on his second lap is able to get to third with a 30.26 as his lap time. And that will put Cox 1/10 behind Michael Rosenberger. And we got a lot of people in the chat. First of all, Mick Olafson on Facebook says, is Will Witt racing? Will Witt is indeed racing. He is right now on track getting ready. I think he's currently on his outlap right now. We see Stephen Black says, Jeff is driving for Cyclone Atlee. All right, thanks for letting me know, Stephen. And then Dylan Redding says, how'd you like that pits exit at, man? That was something, Dylan. I don't think you're supposed to have the car lifted up in the air when you're exiting the pits.
I'd give him some style points. It was a pretty solid barrel roll.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. If I can find the replay. It was right at the beginning. Yeah, he certainly had some style points. Here's a look at the replay from it. If I can... No, I think since Dylan is off track, you cannot watch the replay. But, yeah, he had those tires lifted up off the ground. So I agree with you, Mike. That was certainly some style points right there for Dylan Redding. You see Mick Olafson says, sexy car by Falcon Graphics for Will. Let me look at Will's paint scheme. All right, he's running that Mac Tools number 35 machine. I like that. Look back here at the lap times going on in qualifying right now. We see Nudie runs a 30.18, which will put him 0.05 behind Michael Rosenberger. There we see Stephen Black on track right now. Stephen, he won yesterday at New Hampshire in the SCSRA Truck Series presented by Fortuna Iron. And he's looking to try to get 2 in a row for SCSRA Series. On his first lap, he's able to get to 5th with a 30.22. That will put Stephen 0.09 behind, right now, first place Michael Rosenberger. Now, Michael, this is actually his first start here in the SCSRA National Series. So, this is his first time running with all these drivers. So, it should be interesting to see how he handles it. We see Stephen Black. Wow, what a lap time for him. A 29.99. That will put him 1/10 faster than Michael Rosenberger. What a lap time for Stephen Black. Always one to watch here. We saw him. I know New Hampshire is a little bit different than Texas, but still, we know he knows how to drive a race car or race truck like we saw last night, and he's definitely got a chance to win here tonight. We see right now Derek Chaput is on track right now in the 37 machine. Another one of those Neon Racing drivers. Right now he's sitting in last with a 32.46. It's going to put him a second, almost 2 seconds behind your leader. And he does improve. He runs a 30.51 on his second lap, and that should put him 0.5 behind Stephen Black. The last two drivers that need to qualify are Michael White and Blake Hensley. And there's Blake Hensley exiting the pits right now in that number 31 machine. And he is able to get to second on the board, getting very, very close to teammate Stephen Black. He runs a 30.03. That will put him 200ths, or he ran a 30.02, looks like, on the board. That will put him 200ths behind Stephen Black. So right now, Cyclone Racing 1, 2. So here we go. Right now, everybody who is going to turn a qualifying lap time has, except for looks like Michael White still needs to turn a lap. But we only have 2 minutes left in practice. So I don't know if he will go out there and try to turn a lap or if he will just start in the back. And I think, so right now your top 5 is looking like this. Stephen Black in first. Blake Hensley second, Michael Rossenberger third, Devin Butchino fourth, and Brian Nudie currently in fifth. Make sure to take this time right now with the break in the stream, or in the action, to make sure to go share the stream on YouTube and like the stream on, share the stream on Facebook and like the stream on YouTube, as it helps with the algorithm and it helps give exposure to the sponsors, the league, and the drivers, and it's greatly appreciated. It's free. It's definitely not required, but it is appreciated. So make sure to share that stream on Facebook, like that stream on YouTube, and also make sure to visit the Intensity Broadcasting web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. There you can find Intensity Broadcasting shirts, hats, mugs, mouse pads, stickers, and so much more. Make sure to visit the SCSRA collection and pick up an SCSRA bubble-free sticker that come in sizes 3x3, 4x4, and 5.5 by 5.5. Also go pick up an SCSRA t-shirt that comes in 5 colors: black, navy, red, sport gray, and white, and comes in sizes from small to 5XL. And also, if you want to maybe hang it on your wall or something, you can go and get an SCSRA photo paper poster that comes in sizes 10x10, 12x12, 12x16, 12x18, 14x14, 16x16, 16x20, 18x18, and 8x10. Again, make sure to visit intensitybroadcasting.com. All right, here we go. We are gridding for tonight's feature event, so we will take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's SCSRA National Series race. Starting on the pole with a 29.999, running that Premier Racing Setups number 18, it's Stephen Black. Outside of him is the 31 of Blake Hensley. Third is DBC Sim Racing's Michael Rossenberger in the 3. Fourth is Devin Butchino, representing Neon Racing in that 68. And then rounding out your top 5, you got a top 3 last week at Daytona. It's YXU Racing's Brian Nudie In 6th, we have another YXU Racing driver and last week's winner, Colin Willems. 7th is Eddie Morris. 8th is the Mays Mafia's Kyle Mays. 9th is 2 Pedals, 1 Clutches, Zachary Cox. And then rounding out your top 10, it's YXU Racing's Will Witt. Then in 11th, it's Cyclone Racing's Jeffrey Belk. 12th is Neon Racing's Dylan Redding. Then we see in 13th is it's Intensity Racing Team's Logan Hagerman. 14th is Cody Moore in the 52. And then rounding out your top 15, it's the Mays Mafia's Todd Mays in the 9. Then in 16th, it's Intensity Broadcasting Zone Joe Wright in the 82. 17th is Mark Shavers. 18th is Neon Racing's Brian Roll Jr. 19th, we have the 16 of Nick Mather. And then rounding out your top 20, it's the 47 of Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. Then in 21st, it's DBC Sim Racing's David Hartney in the 43. 22nd is Derek Chaput in the Neon Racing number 37. 23rd is Cyclone Racing's Sylvan Seguin. 24th is Apex Racing's Craig Schroeder. In 25th, we have Stick It Racing's Austin Blaylock in the 99. 26th is the 5 of Bobby Mays. 27th is 2 Pedals, 1 Clutches, Michael Provolt. 28th is Dirtbag Racing's Eli Raposa in the 46th. 29th is Intensity Broadcasting Zone Josh Hall in the 81. And then last but not least, it is the 09 of Michael White. So a good field of 30 Xfinity cars. Only one will be called the winner here tonight. The question is, who will it be? Here's a look at the race info. We see the weather, 69 degrees Fahrenheit, 50% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 12 miles per hour wind speed, a bit windy here in No Limits, Texas. We see track temperatures very, very cool at 71 degrees Fahrenheit. We are in Fort Worth, Texas at the 1.46 mile Texas Motor Speedway. Always great racing action here at Texas. This should be a fun event. This is going to be the first race where I think we're really going to see the best of the best rise to the top of the field. I know Super Speedway, you see a lot of different names in the top 5, but here I think we're going to really see the good drivers running up in the top 5 here tonight. So here we go. Pace car is in. And green flag is out here at... Oh. There it is. Green flag. There it is. Green flag is out here at Texas. There we see Stephen Black taking off. He's got teammate Blake Hensley right behind him. We see Hensley falls in line, but oh, and we see a big wreck. Cars flying in the air. And that will bring out the first caution of tonight's event. And we are happy to announce that we have brought back Marco's Pizza for the Wreckage Rewind. So if you're ever thinking about getting some pizza, then definitely Marco's Pizza is the place to get it from. I've had it multiple times. It's great pizza. Make sure to visit their website and go order some. All right, here's a look at what happened. We're watching Zachary Cox. Looks like he has the 55 of... Not quite sure who that is. Oh! Looks like coming off of turn number 2, Cox just clips the apron here. Or the car just starts to get loose. I think maybe when he got back into the gas, the car just got unstable. And there we see he gets down the apron and the car just gets very, very upset. We see he goes into the inside safer barrier. That will push him up the track right in front of Mark Shavers, who just plows straight into him. Nick Mather gets involved in the incident. Brian Merle Jr. gets some damage. And Zachary Cox getting some airtime. That is definitely unfortunate there. On the first lap of the race, you get into an incident. We see a lot of drivers on pit road already. But the rest of the field stays out. We only got one lap completed. I mean, there are some pros and cons. I mean, the con is you got wrecked. You got your damage on your car on the first lap. That is very unfortunate. But that'll also give you 99 laps to try to get that car fixed and get back onto the lead lap and get back up there in the front of the field. So, I mean, it is kind of good that, Zachary Cox, Mark Shavers, all of them wrecked on lap number 1 because it gives them a lot of time to get that damage fixed and get back onto the lead lap and get back up front. We see right now there were a couple position changes during that little bit of a green flag run that we did have. Stephen Black in first, Blake Hensley still in second. We see Devin Bucciano was able to get by Michael Rossenberger for third. And there we see Rossenberger in fourth. And then rounding out your top 5, it is Colin Willems. He got past teammate Brian Nudie for fifth. We see Cassie Willems on Facebook says, let's go Colin and Mather. We see right now Colin Willems sitting in that 5th place spot. Already having a good top 5 run here tonight. Looking to try to stay in the top 5 here in this next restart. While Nick Mather, he got involved in our most recent incident. He is currently in 28th out of 30. Already had a rough start to tonight's event. Hopefully he can turn around and get back up to the front. Lights on the pace car are off. Getting ready to go back green here. Stephen Black will be restarting on the bottom. Teammate Blake Hensley will be restarting on the top. Both of those Cyclone Racing drivers very, very fast here tonight at Texas. And here we go. We are waiting for that pace car to make the hard left turn onto pit road. Pace car is in. And green flag back out here at Texas. There we see Stephen Black taking off. We see Devin Bucciano trying to look down low under Stephen Black for this 2nd place spot. Blake Hensley trying to reel back in his teammate Stephen Black for this 1st place spot. We see right now he is right on his back bumper, looking high, looking low, trying to set up the pass. And we know Blake Hensley, very, very experienced driver here on iRacing. Oh, and he's got Devin Bucciano right below him. They are side by side as we head into turns 1 and 2. Hensley still with the nose, but here's Bucciano getting a great run on that bottom. Hensley comes back on the outside. They are side by side on the back stretch. And Hensley, he is holding his own on that outside lane. I know it's not the preferred groove, but still running very well up there. Now we see Devin Bucciano with the nose on the bottom. And he is able to get, almost. We see Blake Hensley still hanging with Devin on that outside. And we see Devin, he is able to get below Stephen Black for this 1st place spot. They are side by side in turns 3 and 4. Tight racing. We see Colin Willems joining this party of racing as well. And we see right now Stephen Black able to get clear of Devin Bucciano. But Bucciano right on his back bumper. We're side by side for 3rd between Colin Willems and Blake Hensley. Willems with the nose as we head through 1 and 2. He still has the nose as we are here on the backstretch. And there you go. He is fully able to get clear. Colin Willems now to this 3rd place spot. So we see as Stephen Black crosses the line, we are nearing 10 laps completed, and he still has Devin Bucciano on his back bumper. And Devin Bucciano, he has 6 SCSRA wins. He's very experienced in these series, and he's got to be thinking, to past races that he's ran. He's got to be thinking, what have I done that's worked for me? What have I done that's not worked for me when trying to make passes here? What is this driver in front of me? What is he known for doing? What is his tendencies? All of that is going through Devin Buccinow's mind right now. Buccino right on the back bumper of Steven. Looks like he gave him a little love tap right there. Some tight racing here at Texas. I know a lot of times people complain about how boring the 1.5 miles are, but this has been some very, very exciting racing for the first 10 laps. I know maybe as the race goes on, the action might start slowing down a little bit, but right now it's been some great racing action as the battle for the lead continues. Buccino staying right on the back bumper of Stephen Black now with the high speeds that these drivers are hitting. They're hitting highs of around 190, 195 miles per hour. There might be a teensy bit of a draft on the straightaway, so Devin might be trying to use that draft to use a slingshot on Stephen Black. I didn't realize, you're braking, you're lifting here. I didn't realize how high the speeds are here at Texas. We see Devin able to get under Steven in 1 and 2. He is below him as we head into 3 and 4. Devin Buccino with the nose. And he is able to get clear of Stephen Black. Black with the crossover. He is able to get to the rear quarter panel of Devin Buccino. They are side by side on the front stretch. They've got Colin Willems right behind them. Black with the nose as we head through turns 1 and 2. And he is able to get back clear, taking back that first place position. Stephen Black back to the lead, but he still has Devin Buccino right on his back bumper. Buccino trying to look down low under that 18 machine. We see Colin Willems is able to get under Devin Buccino for this second place spot. Stephen Black loves to see that, as with these two side by side, it's going to slow both of them down and allow Stephen to extend that lead. We see Colin right now with the nose over Devin Buccino here on the back stretch. And looks like Buccino pushes up the track, and that is going to give that second place spot now to Colin Willems. And now Colin Willems setting his sights on your first place driver, Stephen Black. Willems has been really working his way up through the field. He has gained 4 spots since the green flag dropped after starting in 6th. He is up here in 2nd, has made some good smart moves, some good passes, and here he is in that second place spot. Looks like Stephen Black is starting to extend his lead, but the battle is on for this second place spot between Colin Willems and Devin Buccino. We see Buccino able to get under Willems on the front stretch. He has the nose here in turns 1 and 2. Can he get clear on the back stretch? Still has the nose, but we see Willems fighting back here on the back stretch. And he is able to get clear of Devin Buccino. So Colin Willems still stays in that second place spot. And it looks like the field is starting to get spread out a little bit. We see Black really starting to extend that lead. Once again, Buccino trying to get under Colin Willems for this second place spot. We see we are side by side between the two, but Willems able to get back clear. We saw Buccino sent it into turn 3 there, and he got to the rear quarter panel of the 17, but wasn't quite enough to get under him. Buccino right now trying his best to get by Colin Willems right now. One view that you don't really see often, but it's really cool to look at, is the cockpit view from Devin. Oh, and as we were looking at that, our second caution of the race is out. It is time for the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind. We will take a look at exactly what happened here on this incident. All right, here is a look at what happened. All right, let's look at what happened here. So we see Dylan Redding. He has Todd Mays behind him as we head onto the backstretch. We see Mays getting a great run. Just gets into the back bumper of that 23. Didn't hit him square. And that is going to turn the 23 of Redding into that outside wall. There we go. He spins around. And, ooh, Michael White has nowhere to go except for right into that 09 machine. We see Bobby Mays able to get by without any damage. Luckily, normally at this part of the track, you're running all the way against the wall, so I don't think anybody else hit Dylan Redding. And he didn't hit the inside wall either, so that's good, but still, definitely unfortunate for Dylan Redding. We've got some green flag pit stops going on right now. There we see Devin Bucciano exiting the pits in first. Then we see Eddie Morse exits the pits in second. Then it'll be Michael Provel. Then it will be Josh Hall. Then it will be Sylvan Seguin. But we see still 15 cars continue to stay out. That is going to definitely shake up the strategy a little bit. See a lot of drivers blinking right now. What in the world is going on for Stephen Black? He is blinking a ton right now. For those of you who don't know what blinking is, if you have like a spotty internet connection, then what it will do is it'll make your car appear and then disappear and then appear and disappear, and it really, really is a disadvantage for the person behind the car, as they don't know if they're in front of them, if they're beside you. They don't know where you're at because you're like a ghost to them. So it's really, really difficult to be racing with somebody who is blinking. Hopefully Black can get the blinking problem figured out. So far, Black has pretty much dominated this race except for maybe one lap, which was led by Devin Bucciano. Black has pretty much dominated tonight's event. Looking to try to get 2 in a row for SCSRA Series. He won last night in the Fortuna Iron Truck Series at New Hampshire. Looking to try to do it again. So far, it's been a great race. I do want to shout out the biggest mover of the race, and that is the 09 of Michael White. Michael started in the back. He started in 30th. He did not turn a lap time, so he had to start in the back, and he had to pass a lot of cars to get where he is now. But here he is in the 11th place spot. He's gained 19 spots, and right now he's looking to try to get into the top 10. Michael White has definitely been moving on up here in this Texas race so far, and hopefully he can get a good top 10 finish tonight after a not so good starting spot. Running that Duracell car. All right, here we go. Pace car lights are out. We are getting ready to go back green here. Stephen Black restarting on the bottom. Colin Willems restarting on the top. One driver you've got to watch out for on this next restart is going to be Devin Bucciano in the 68 machine. Here he is right now coming into the pits. A gas and go for him. I think he took tires on his previous stop, so with Bucciano having fresh tires, he's going to be coming up through the field very, very fast, and everybody else with fresh tires is also going to be coming up through the field fast as well. We see right now the first drivers with fresh tires is Michael Provel. in the number 95 machine. Looking to try to get up to the top 10 and maybe even take the lead from Stephen Black, who has a lot older tires. I don't know how much tire fall off we've seen so far from Stephen Black. This caution did shake up things a little bit for pit strategy. Pace car is in. And we've got green flag back out here at Texas. There we see Stephen Black taking off side by side for second between Colin Willems and Blake Hensley. There we see Blake Hensley with the nose as we head into turns 1 and 2. He is almost able to get clear of the 17. We see Willems fighting back on that outside. And here's Cody Moore making it 3 wide for this second place spot. He doesn't like what he sees, so he falls back in line behind the number 31 and 17 of Colin Willems and Blake Hensley. These two back and forth right now. Hensley with the nose as we head on to the front stretch. Willems trying to fight back on that outside. It just is not the preferred groove. And there we go. We see Blake Hensley able to get clear. Hensley now to that second place spot. Willems has fallen to third now, and he is side by side with teammate Cody Moore. Oh, they make a little bit of contact there side by side for this third place spot. And oh, Cody Moore gets into the 17 again. He checks up a little bit, and we see Brian Nudi checks up, and then Michael Rossenberger gets into the back bumper of the 40, which will crinkle it up a little bit. There you see some damage. But Brian Nudi right now on the back bumper of Cody Moore. Actually, Brian Nudi has Logan Hagerman looking under him for this 5th place spot. Hagerman to the rear quarter panel, to the door, side by side now. Hagerman with the nose, and he is clear. Logan Hagerman now to the 5th place spot. And we look now at the battle for third between Colin Willems and his teammate Cody Moore. We see Moore trying to make the pass on the outside. He thinks better of it, and he moves down to the bottom. He's able to get to the rear quarter panel of the 17 of Colin Willems, and he is going to fall in line behind the 17 machine. Right now, here's a look at your current top 5. We see Stephen Black currently running in first. Blake Hensley sitting in second. Third place right now is Colin Willems. Fourth place, we see Cody Moore. And then rounding out your top 5, it is Logan Hagerman. We see Stephen Black currently with a 1-second lead over the rest of the field. Right now, it looks like Stephen on a Sunday drive at the moment. We see Colin Willems trying to reel in Blake Hensley for this 2nd place spot. He's reeling him in fast. Blake Hensley needs to watch out. I know he's looking nervously in that rear view mirror, watching the 17 of Willems reel him in. It looks like, man, Willems has the lead now to 1/10. He is right there. But it looks like, so it looks like right now Willems has a ton of straightaway speed, but then in the corners, Hensley is able to get a little bit of a gap between him and Willems. We see right now Logan Hagerman able to get by Cody Moore for this 4th place spot. We see Hagerman right now on the back bumper of Colin Willems for this 3rd place spot. Colin Willems continues to try to reel in Blake Hensley for this 3rd place spot, for the 2nd place spot. It seems right now that he just continues to be unsuccessful. Hagerman able to get by Willems now for the 3rd place spot, and here he is reeling in Blake Hensley very, very fast. Does Logan Hagerman looking very, very fast right now? He does not have fresh tires. He must have just been saving a little bit better than Hensley. Right now, Hagerman, he is running 0.2 faster than Blake Hensley right now. He should catch him pretty quickly if he can continue to keep up that pace. And look who is in the top 5 now, Zachary Cox. looking low under Logan Hagerman for this third place spot. There we see Zachary Cox able to get clear. He is right up to the back bumper of Blake Kinsley. Cox to the rear quarter panel of the 31 there, side by side for second. Zachary Cox is able to get almost clear, and he is able to get clear. Zachary Cox now to the second place spot. I know we don't normally see Cox up here in the top 5. Good to see he is running well here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Now we see the battle is going on for this third place spot. And green flag pit stops will begin. Derek Chaput coming in, running that number 37 machine. And he is going to get fresh Goodyear tires. So that might signal the start of green flag pit stops for the field. Right now, Stephen Black he's seen about 1 second of tire fall off. His best lap time was a 30.45 right now. Last time by, he ran a 31.34. So, yeah, about 1 second of tire fall off. I don't know when you got to be thinking about coming in here. We see Cody Moore right now passing Blake Kinsley for this fourth place spot. Now he sets his sights on the third place driver, Logan Hagerman. Both drivers, Hagerman and Moore, have been big movers in tonight's event. Hagerman starting in 13th. Cody Moore starting in 14th. We see another driver making green flag pit stops. That's Michael Lawrence in the 47 machine. Looks like he's also coming in trying to get some fresh Goodyear tires. And here we go. We see Colin Willems coming into the pits now. We might see some of his YXU Racing teammates come in behind him. Maybe Brian Nudie, maybe Cody Moore. So this should signal the real start to green flag pit stops. Question is, how long will Stephen Black be willing to stay out? And I know Stephen Black is going to be working together with his Cyclone Racing teammates, Sylvan Seguin, Jeffrey Belk, and Blake Hensley. We see battle going on right now for the fourth place. Oh, that gap. Oh, looks like Brian Nudie reeling in Logan Hagerman right now for this fourth place spot. Nudie getting right up to that back bumper of the 7 machine. Nudie reeling in Hagerman fast. Last time by, Nudie was about a 10th faster compared to Hagerman. Nudie right to the back bumper of the 7. He looks to the high side. We haven't seen too many drivers try to make passes up there. I don't know. Will it work for Nudie? We will see. Brian Nudie continues to reel in Logan Hagerman very, very quickly. And we see Brian Nudie got the lead now to down to the gap to 1/10. And there we go. Brian Nudie able to get under Logan Hagerman here in turns 3 and 4. They are side by side coming off of turn number 4. We see right now the one of Logan Hagerman has the nose, but then we see Brian Nudie fighting back on the bottom. Nudie with the nose. We see the 7, and there we go. Brian Nudie able to get clear. Logan Hagerman falls to 5th. And we are coming to 40 laps completed. 10 laps away from the halfway mark. And looks like second place driver Zachary Cox is reeling in Stephen Black very, very quickly. Last time by, Cox was about 4/10 faster than Stephen Black. I don't know how that's possible. Cox did not pit. Oh! Looks like he did. Zachary Cox pitted 4 fresh tires, and that will make all the difference. And there we go. Stephen Black will be pitting now. We might see his Cyclone Racing teammates Blake Hensley and Jeffrey Belk coming behind him. We see Cody Moore, Blake Hensley, David Hartney. Yep, Jeffrey Belk comes in. All of them coming in, getting some fresh Goodyear tires. Zachary Cox remains in the lead. The question is, when will he come in? Right now, he's got a 5-second lead over second place Brian Nudie. Yeah, those fresh tires have definitely been helping Zachary Cox fly up through the field. Now we see Brian Nudie, Michael White, both of them making their way onto pit road, which will put Logan Hagerman in second now. Dylan Redding currently running in third. One of the drivers to watch is Colin Willems. He was one of the first drivers to make a green flag pit stop. He tried the short pitting strategy, and we'll see if it works out for him. Still 17 drivers need to make a green flag pit stop. Zachary Cox now has a 6-second lead over second place Logan Hagerman. Man. So right now it's looking like Zachary Cox made a good decision by coming in and taking tires on that last pit stop. Here we see Michael Provolt coming in. Now we might see some of the other 2 pedals, 1 clutch drivers behind him. One of the 2 pedals, 1 clutch drivers is actually Zachary Cox. So we will see if he comes in this time by. Another one of the 2 pedals, 1 clutch driver, Michael Lawrence. We might see if he wants to come in as well. There we see Will Witt, Sylvan Seguin, both of them into the pits. Nick Mather is in, so the 2 other YXU Racing drivers have made their way onto pit road, which will leave 13 drivers left to come into the pits. Zachary Cox now has the lead between him and Logan Hagerman to 7 seconds right now. Stephen Black actually just ran his personal best lap time with a 30.36. He's currently sitting in the 15th spot, and he is looking to try to get his lap back from Zachary Cox. Question remains, when is Zachary Cox going to come in right now? He has seen about 1 second of tire fall off. Like one of the leaders, Stephen Black, he ran a 40-lap stint right now. Zachary Cox is at 27 laps. Another driver running in the top 3, another driver who came in for tires is Devin Buchino in the number 68 machine. He's currently running in third. We see Kyle Mays now coming into the pits. That will leave just 12 drivers left to make a green flag pit stop. Now, you don't want to stay out too... Oh, look at this. Logan Hagerman coming into the pits now. So that will leave 11 drivers left to come in. Looks like majority of the drivers that have been staying out are Neon Racing drivers. 3 out of the 4 have stayed out for Neon Racing. That's Devin Bucciano, Brian Merle Jr., and Dylan Redding. All of them continue to stay out. Looks like Neon Racing running a little bit of a different strategy compared to the rest of the teams. Here's Bobby Mays coming in now, which will leave 10 drivers left to come in. And we are currently halfway through this event. And there we go. We see currently our first driver on fresh tires, Stephen Black, has officially caught Zachary Cox. And I think Zachary Cox looking like he's going to... No. He continues to stay out. So far, pit strategy really coming into play here at Texas. Zachary Cox and 10 others with fresh tires gambling and trying to stay out as long as they possibly can. There we see Eli Raposa coming in now, and that will leave 9 drivers left to come in. Eli Raposa, one of those DBC racing drivers. Here we see Zachary Cox coming up on lap traffic. That's Bobby Mays, or actually looks like Bobby Mays actually got one of his laps back. So right now, 9 drivers still have to make a green flag pit stop here at Texas. Looks like the magic number on the tires is 40 laps. Zachary Cox still 6 laps away from that marker. Here's Cody Moore coming up behind Zachary Cox. He will be getting his lap back. And we see Brian Nudie, Colin Willems coming up on Zachary Cox as well. So that will put 12 drivers on the lead lap now. 9 of them still need to make a green flag pit stop. We see right now Zachary Cox running at a lot slower pace compared to Stephen Black right now. Last time by Stephen Black ran a 31.07. Last time by Zachary Cox ran a 32.54. And Stephen Black, he had a top speed of 186 miles per hour. Zachary Cox hit a high speed of 181 miles per hour. So Zachary Cox definitely running a lot slower compared to Stephen Black, just because he has those older tires. We see now Blake Hensley looking to try to get his lap back from Zachary Cox. Now, when all of these 9 drivers come in, they will have the freshest tires out of the entire field. So that will be a big advantage. We see Josh Hall has just gone down a lap. Zachary Cox just passed him there. .38 now, 39 for the stint length of Zachary Cox. We have got to be nearing the magic number of 40 laps on the tires. I do think at least one driver will be coming in here. Question is, who will it be out of those 9 that still need to pit? Doesn't look like anybody is going to come in here. Definitely think in the next 2 laps, I do think we're going to see a lot of these drivers come in that still need to pit. Might be this lap here. No. So Zachary Cox trying to stay out as long as he possibly can. Right now he has hit a longer stint length than the leader, Stephen Black. There we go. We see Dylan Redding coming in now, looking to try to get some fresh Goodyear tires. We might see the rest of the Neon Racing drivers, Brian Merle Jr., Devin Butchino coming as well. But Zachary Cox continues to stay out. So that will leave 8 drivers that still need to... And there we go. We see Devin Butchino coming in. We should see Brian Merle Jr. coming as well. Yep, there you go. Six drivers still need to come in now. Make that 5, actually. Zachary Cox, Todd Mays, Joe Wright, Austin Blaylock, and Eddie Morris. Looks like a lot of Intensity Racing Team, Eddie Morris and Joe Wright, trying this strategy. Oh, and also Josh Hall, although he is a lap down. He's still on the same strategy as Joe and Eddie. And Zachary Cox just continues to stay out, continuing to put more laps on those tires. He has now hit a stint length of 44 laps. Only driver that stayed out longer than that. Oh, we saw Kyle Macy stayed out 47 laps. Logan Hagerman stayed out 48. And there we go. We see Zachary Cox coming in this time, buying with the leader coming in. I think we'll see a lot of the rest of the field come in. Ooh, getting a little bit squirrely on entrance to pit road. So with Zachary Cox coming in, unless Todd Mays, and yes, it looks like Todd Mays continues to stay out, he will inherit the lead from Zachary Cox. We see Austin Blaylock, Eddie Morris, both of them come in, which will leave two drivers left to come in, and that is Todd Mays and Joe Wright. Question is, how long are these two willing to stay out? We see Todd Mays has 44 laps on, and there we go. We see Joe Wright coming in here, which will leave one. Todd Mays is the last driver that needs to come into the pits. Has almost 2 seconds of tire fall off. And no, he continues to stay out. Hopefully Todd Mays' tire does not blow. Todd definitely wanting to avoid that here. There we go. Todd Mays coming in this time by, and that will give the lead back to Stephen Black. At this time, with the field all back and grouped up, we are going to turn up the volume and pump up the intensity. Here you'll get to see the sights and hear the sounds of the racetrack. Here we go. And there you go. That is going to do it for Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoy us. Jordan's turning up the volume there as we resume the racing action. Looks like Cody Moore is into the pits. He was running in the top 3. I don't know what happened to Cody. It had to have been an unscheduled pit stop. No? That is very, very odd. Cody Moore only... Oh, I can't... can I see it? No, I can't. I don't know. It didn't seem like Cody Moore had that much laps on his tires. Oh, looks like... Oh, we're seeing some strategy come into play. Cody Moore's in now. Colin Willems comes in. Michael Provolt comes in. So it looks like green flag pit stops will start up all over again. We do have a battle currently going on for this 5th place spot between Zachary Cox and Jeffrey Belk, but looks like Cox is extending that lap for the 5th place spot. One more time, we do want to thank the title sponsor for the SCSRA National Series, Dev Sports Cards, for all their support. Dev Sports Cards was established in 2013 by SCSRA driver and Neon Racing team owner Devin Bucciano. Dev Sports Cards specializes in all your sports cards and gaming cards needs. From football, baseball, and basketball cards to Pokemon, Dev Sports Cards sells it all. On their eBay store, you can find a wide variety of items from high-end sports cards to their weekly 99-cent starting bid 7-day auctions. Don't have time to sell your own cards? Reach out to Devin and ask about his consignment services. Simply package up your cards, ship them out, and Devin will get them listed, sold, and the best part, you get paid. Dev Sports Cards can be found on eBay with 4,000 plus positive feedback. Instagram, you can also find them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Dev Sports Cards is a proud sponsor of the SCSRA and Intensity Broadcasting. We see right now some more green flag pit stops going on. Brian Nudie comes in. Michael White comes in. I know Steve Black last time he stayed out 40 laps. He is 4 laps away from that. And we have less than 25 laps to go here at Texas. We see Zachary Cox able to get by Logan Hagerman for the third place spot. Kyle Mays coming in now. I think we're going to see Stephen Black come in with 20 laps to go. Right now, field very, very spread out. Currently, let's see. Right now, currently, 13 drivers still need to make green flag pit stops. Michael Rossenberger comes in. Blake Hensley comes in now. Question is, will we see his Cyclone Racing teammates Sylvan Seguin and Stephen Black come in behind him? And that will leave 8 drivers that still need to make green flag pit stops. Stephen Black, Zachary Cox, Logan Hagerman, Jeffrey Belk, Devin Butchino, Dylan Redding, Joe Wright, and Bobby Mays. We see right now Stephen Black, Jeffrey Belk, both of them coming into the pits. And now that will give the lead back to Zachary Cox. And right now, it is looking like Zachary Cox, if he can keep up this momentum, he might win tonight's race. Zachary Cox, currently, last stint, he stayed out 45 laps. He currently has 17 laps on his tires. There's only 18 laps left. I think he might win tonight's event. And it was all because of the strategy that he had. We see right now Blake Hensley, actually, last time by, he just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 30.26. He's currently running in 14th right now, but I think Zachary Cox has the best strategy right now. Logan Hagerman, Devin Butchino, second and third right now. I do think Logan Hagerman is going to have to come in. I'm not sure if Devin Butchino will have to come in. Yeah, I think Devin is going to be able to stay out. I don't think Logan is going to be able to continue to stay out. We see Jonathan Ashton on Facebook says, let's go, Zach. Right now, Zachary Cox is in the lead now. Zach does not have the fastest car on the track, but he has had the best strategy all race long. We saw a caution flag ended up coming out, and he came in, took tires, and he was able to stay out a lot longer than the rest of the field. And then he ended up leading, and then we saw him make a green flag pit stop. He fell behind, and then now the rest of the field has had to come in again, and here he is, Zachary Cox again, continuing to stay out. I mean, if he can keep up this strategy, I think Zach might win the race. Watch out right now for Todd Mays. He is currently battling with Eddie Morris for this 6th place spot. Mays is below him. They are side by side. Eddie still with the nose as we come off of turn number 2. But here we see Todd Mays getting a good run on the bottom still. Eddie still has the nose. Wow. We see Bobby Mays now into the pits, going to get some fresh Goodyear tires. So right now, 9 laps to go here. Zachary Cox. So I think, yeah, it looks like he is going to be able to make it on fuel, able to make it. He's going to have enough tire. Unless Stephen Black works his way back up to the field before the end of the race, I think Zachary Cox might have it here. It was all because of that strategy. 8 laps to go now for Zachary Cox. We see he's running in first. Logan Hagerman is in second. Actually, right as I say that, Hagerman, who had to come in, he is pulling into the pits now. I don't think Devin Bucciano needs to make a pit stop, though. I think he's going to be able to make it. I think that Dylan Redding is also going to be able to make it, it looks like. We see Stephen Black now in the top 5. Zachary Cox, 7 laps, about to be 6 as he crosses the line this time by to try to hold off a hard-charging Stephen Black who has fresh tires. Stephen Black will still have to get by Joe Wright, Dylan Redding, and Devin Bucciano before he is able to catch Zachary Cox. If he wins, I believe this will be Zachary Cox's first ever SCSRA win. Here we go. Zachary Cox crosses the line. 5 laps to go. He is in first. Devin Bucciano is in second. Dylan Redding is in third. Joe Wright sitting in fourth right now. Stephen Black right now currently in fifth. Stephen Black has fresh tires while the rest of the top four currently running on old tires. Zachary Cox, I know, has finished bridesmaid maybe a couple of times. He's probably finished third a couple of times, but I don't think he has ever gotten a win here in the SCSRA. That might all change here tonight at Texas if he can hang on to that lead. Zachary Cox from Portsmouth, Virginia. He's from my home state of Virginia, so glad to see a fellow Virginian up front here tonight at Texas. Again, Zachary Cox, he wasn't the fastest tonight, but he had a very, very good strategy, and that is the reason why you see him out front here tonight. 3 laps to go. I think Zachary Cox is going to have it here. Unless something really, really crazy happens, like a caution comes out, Zachary Cox, I think, is going to get the win here. 2 laps to go now. Stephen Black still needs to get by Dylan Redding and Devin Bucciano. Yeah, Stephen Black coming off of 4 right now. Zachary Cox heading onto the backstretch. And there's only 2 laps left. And we did see Cody Moore just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 30.26, but he's in 27th, so. Here we go. Zachary Cox crosses the line. Final lap. He's got a 10-second lead over second place Devin Bucciano. It is looking good for Zachary Cox. Here he is coming off of turn number 2. He's got to just make 2 more left-hand turns, and he will be the winner here at Texas. Zachary Cox coming off of turn number 4. He is going to bring that legendary Aquatics number 51 Toyota Camry, or Toyota Supra, into victory lane. Zachary Cox is the winner here at No Limits, Texas. Devin Bucciano will end up finishing second. We see Stephen Black will end up finishing third. What a race for Zachary Cox. I believe this is his first ever SCSRA win. I know Cox Nation is on their feet right now here at Texas. I know we got all the fans on Intensity Broadcasting watching. Let us know in the chat if you're a Zachary Cox fan. And there we go. Zachary Cox burning it down on the front stretch here at Texas. Giving the grounds crew a little bit of work. And I know his teammates are also really, really happy. Michael Lawrence, Michael Provolt, both of them probably are going to go celebrate with their teammate Zachary Cox. There we see Michael Lawrence passing by. There's Michael Provolt passing by. Zachary Cox, I know, very, very happy right now, burning it down here at Texas. And he is going to park it on that start-finish line. It is now time for the driver interviews. We're going to start off by starting with third, pulling in your third-place finisher, Stephen Black, man from Columbus, Mississippi. There we go. We got Stephen Black in the waiting room. We will go ahead and pull him in. Steven, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, Atlee.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you. I know you dominated tonight, started on the pole, led most of the laps, but then we saw a caution flag came out, and we saw a lot of drivers come in. I know you stayed out but those drivers that came in, they had a lot fresher tires than you, so they were able to stay out a lot longer than you. So whenever you went in, Zachary Cox and Devin Bucciano, both of them were able to stay out a lot longer. And then when they came in, I know you were able to lead a little bit longer, but then you had to come in one more time, and they were able to stay out. It was just that caution really, really messed up the strategy for you, but you were still able to pull off a top 3, and if you would have had 10 more laps, you probably would have caught Cox and Bucciano, but, still great race. Got a top 3. What was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, I was pretty dead set on running at 40, 40, and then 20, and I don't know. I thought taking tires on lap 20 would be too early, especially if with the way tires were, and I don't know. I didn't really expect that to play out the way it did, but yeah, I led a lot of laps tonight, and I figured I could have won the race, and strategy got me in the end. But congrats to Zach. Big win for him. He needs to stop wrecking on lap 1 because he seems to finish on the podium after he does so.
Now, it looked like, again, just the strategy didn't play out. I know the tires were another thing here at Texas. How was the tire strategy here?
Well, on the laps that I did run, it was probably just 40 and 4. You could make the right front last that long, but in general, I didn't want to be on the lap track longer than 40 laps, and I'm pretty sure those guys that stayed out after I had to come back in that last time, I think they pretty much just flipped the strategy that I had and the rest of the Cyclone team, but sometimes it just falls that way.
Now, before we let you go, Steven, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out to Cyclone tonight. Had a pretty decent showing, and I think everyone had some bad luck tonight at some point. I know Craig fell out, and I think Sylvan got involved in that lap 1 crash and whatnot. But shout out to you guys for broadcasting every week, and shout out to Nudie and Sylvan, and shout out to Premier Racing Setups and Black Hill Farms and Grandma Hagerman and Cody Moore. Hope you guys are doing well.
Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, Steven. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, let's now pull in your second place finisher from Plattsburgh, New York. It's the 68 of Devin Bucciano. Devin, this is Atlee in the broadcasting booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, 10-4.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you tonight. I know we saw you start in the top 5, and you were running there for a lot in the beginning, and then we saw that second caution come out, and you made a move where you ended up coming in to the pits and taking tires while the rest of the field stayed out, and that kind of flipped the strategy. And so when we saw Steven and a lot of the leaders come in, you, Zachary Cox, but both of y'all were able to stay out a lot longer than the rest of the drivers could. And, we saw on that last green flag pit stop, Steven and all of them came in, and Zachary was able to get to the lead. You were able to get to second, and you couldn't really catch Zach, but you were still able to hold off Steven there and get that P2 here tonight at Texas. Strategy was the key here tonight at Texas. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, knowing we could go about 40 laps on a fuel run, we had that caution around 18:20. I don't recall what it was, and I was surprised when more people didn't come down, because we could make it to the end there, which wasn't our strategy coming into it. But when the caution came out, I said, hey, we'll come in, we'll pit, make it on one stop. Congrats to Zach. He ran an awesome race. The only thing is we didn't take tires on that pit stop because we were saving them for a late caution. So if we did take tires on that lap 20 pit stop, I hate finishing these races with a set on the wall, but it is what it is. But yeah, Zach ran the strategy at lap 20. I was panicking a little bit at first, but all of the Neon guys came in and said, I think we'll be okay, and I think Dylan got a 4th. So it was a really good showing here for the Neon guys.
Yeah, I know. A lot of times we saw a lot of teams working together. synchronized and pitting with each other? So were you, Dylan, and Brian all on the same page with the strategy?
At that point, we were, yeah, because sure the YXU guys thought they got me, deking me off a pit road there, but yeah, we just made the most of it. We pit and then we topped off the next two times by come to the restart. We pit with two to go, we pit with one to go to top off, and we were good to the end. The only thing was the right front was really worn at the end, but it ended up working out for us for sure.
Now, before I let you go, Devin, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, I want to thank you, everyone at Intensity. I appreciate you guys doing this. Everyone at SCSRA, Brian, Sylvan, everyone that's a part of that. Dev Sports Cards, New Craft Fine Jewelry and Design, Level Up Subs, and yeah, thank you for doing this, man. We all appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate it. Definitely had fun in the booth tonight, and again, congratulations on the runner-up finish here tonight, Devin. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, man.
Yep, no problem. And now let's pull in your winner from Portsmouth, Virginia. It is Zachary Cox. Zach, is this exactly in the broadcast booth? You got a copy?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Going pretty good up here in the booth. It looks like it was going pretty good for you out there on track. You ended up, I know you got involved in that first incident, got a little bit loose, clipped the apron, and you had to come in and get damage fixed. But then, and you're running kind of in the back, middle of the pack during that first little green flag run. Then we saw that second caution flag come out. You came in, took tires, and then after that, you looked like a rocket, flew up through the field, were able to get by Steven for the lead, ended up staying out for those 44 laps, I think. And then, you came in, lost the lead, and then you were able to work and then we saw Stephen Black pit and a lot of the field pit, and you were able to work your way back up there to first, and you were able to make it for the rest of the race, and Stephen really couldn't get back up to you, so end up getting the win here tonight at Texas. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, I feel bad for those guys on lap one because I wouldn't have spun up into the wall, but if you look on the replay where I hit that opening right there, and it just shot my car back on the wall. I mean, I don't know what's been going on with this week. This is the third race I've been in this week, and the third race I spun out in lap one. Last night I got bumped, so it wasn't necessarily my fault, but still. Yeah, and that second caution there, I think I was 16th place, and I saw everyone except for a couple cars in front of me just stay out, so figured I might as well gamble. I had nothing to lose at that point because I was already running the back, and try something else. Since passing here is so hard in these cars, especially coming around turns 1 and 2, especially that guy on the outside, if you try to take the inside, could just crowd you. It just kills your momentum going down the backstretch.
Now, I got to ask, is this your first ever SCSRA win?
SCSRA, yes. Last season, I didn't do that well. I don't know what it was. It was just every time during the regular season, I either choose a bad pit call, bad pit strategy, or I get involved, whether it was my own good or my own doing, or just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But yeah, this has been my first win. I got a couple top 5s and top 10s through the playoffs, and it's been I think the momentum's kind of shifted to my side now.
I know you missed last race, but this win here should definitely help you in the points. Are you thinking about maybe going for a championship this year, or are you going to be able to make the rest of the races?
I'll still miss a couple, possibly for work. But yeah, hopefully I can get everything set out where if I'm in the playoffs, I'll hopefully try to push for a playoff win and push in there. But it just depends on how everything else goes out. Super stoked that I got this done out of the win pretty early in the season. So it should take some little bit of pressure off my shoulders and keep on trekking forward from here.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs you'd like to thank for your win, Zach?
Yeah, my buddy Guy that runs GD2 Designs. I don't have his paint on my car tonight, but does sponsor my truck. Good friend of mine. I got a couple guys from work that are watching. If Jonathan is still watching, thanks for your support tonight. My buddy Harry, Adrian, and Derek were also watching. Want to thank my wife and kids. They put up with me to do these races. Want to thank y'all. Y'all put an amazing broadcast on. and then also Canudi and Sylvan and Provault, who all run the league. They do an amazing job. Run this league. It's a very competitive league. I also want to thank all the competitors. It's definitely pushed me to try harder and actually push myself more than what I probably would have in some other leagues I've been in before.
Well, again, congratulations on your first ever SCSRA win. Awesome accomplishment here tonight, and have a great rest of your night, Zach. Enjoy this.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night too.
Yep, thank you. Well, that is going to do it for tonight's event. Great race here at Texas. We saw pit strategy. I mean, there wasn't a lot of battles for the lead or anything, but still, we saw a lot of pit strategy come into play, and it was definitely fun to watch. I want to thank everyone who tuned in to watch the broadcast here. And again, one more time, congratulations to Zachary Cox, and thank you also to the series sponsor, Dev Sports Cards. I want to thank everyone who tuned in to watch the broadcast tonight. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure to visit our Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there, so make sure to check us out on Intensity Broad 1. And then also make sure to visit our web store, IntensityBroadcasting.com. There you can find shirts, hats, mugs, mouse pads, stickers, photo paper posters from your favorite broadcaster and all the amazing leagues that we broadcast. I'm Atlee Atman-Least, and on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.